Today I want to tell you a story about beauty. Not modern beauty with filters, makeup tutorials, or social media trends. I want to talk about the kind of beauty that controlled kingdoms, destroyed health, and sometimes even killed people. For centuries, queens, princesses, kings, and nobles were willing to suffer unimaginable pain just to be considered beautiful. And the strangest part is this. Many of those dangerous beauty trends were created by society itself. People believed that pain meant elegance, suffering meant status, and the more unnatural a person looked, the more admired they became. Today, we complain about uncomfortable shoes or expensive skincare. But in the past, people poisoned themselves, crushed their bones, destroyed their organs, and slowly died, all in the name of beauty. Let's begin in Europe. During the Renaissance and Victorian eras, pale skin became a symbol of royalty and wealth. Why? Because if your skin was pale, it meant you did not work outside under the sun like poor people. Queens and noblewomen wanted to look almost ghost-like. One of the most famous examples was Queen Elizabeth I after suffering from smallpox. Her skin was left scarred. To hide the scars, she covered her face with a white makeup called Venetian ceruse. It looked beautiful from far away, but there was a horrifying secret. The makeup was made from lead. Every single day, women painted poison directly onto their skin. Over time, the lead caused hair loss, damaged teeth, trembling hands, and severe illness. Ironically, the makeup that was supposed to create beauty slowly destroyed the face underneath it. Some women became addicted to it because once the poison damaged their skin, they needed even more makeup to hide the damage. Beauty became a trap, and it did not stop there. In the 18th century, European nobles wore enormous powdered wigs. Both men and women used powders made from starch, perfumes, and sometimes toxic chemicals. The wigs became so large and extravagant that mice and insects sometimes lived inside them. People even used small sticks to scratch their scalps under the wigs during parties. Imagine attending a royal ball while insects crawl through your hair, all because society considered giant wigs fashionable. But perhaps one of the most disturbing beauty practices happened in China. For nearly 1,000 years, young girls experienced foot binding. Tiny feet were considered elegant and attractive. Girls as young as 4 or 5 years old had their feet tightly wrapped with cloth. Their bones were intentionally broken so the feet would never grow properly. The ideal size was called the golden lotus foot. Only about 3 inches long, walking became painful for life. Many women could barely move without assistance. But in wealthy families, this suffering was seen as beauty, discipline, and high status. Some girls cried for days during the process. Some developed infections, some lost the ability to walk normally forever. Yet families continued the tradition because society rewarded it. This shows how powerful beauty standards can become. Even mothers who loved their daughters participated because they feared society would reject them otherwise. Now, let's move to the Victorian era again. Women wanted impossibly tiny waists. The perfect figure looked almost unnatural. To achieve this, women wore corsets pulled so tightly that they could barely breathe. Organs were physically compressed inside the body. Some women fainted regularly because their lungs could not fully expand. Doctors warned about damaged ribs, poor circulation, and digestive problems. But beauty mattered more than comfort, and sometimes more than survival. There are even stories of women removing lower ribs surgically just to create a smaller waistline. The pressure to appear perfect became stronger than basic human health. Men also suffered under beauty expectations. King Louis XIII became famous for wearing high heels. Today, many people associate heels with women, but originally they were symbols of male power and royalty. The higher and more dramatic the heel, the more powerful the man appeared. Nobles copied the king obsessively. Fashion became competition. Who looked richer? Who looked more elegant? Who looked more untouchable? Throughout history, beauty was often connected to status. If ordinary people copied the style of royalty, the wealthy created something even more extreme. But history becomes even darker. In the 19th century, some women used eye drops made from poisonous belladonna plants to make their pupils appear larger. Large eyes were considered romantic and attractive. The drops worked, but they also caused blurred vision and sometimes blindness. Imagine risking your eyesight simply to appear more beautiful for a few hours. And there was another horrifying trend: arsenic, yes, poison. Some beauty products actually contained small amounts of arsenic because people believed it created pale, delicate skin. Advertisements promised women they would look youthful and elegant. Instead, many slowly poisoned themselves. Skin problems, vomiting, organ failure, and death could follow. The beauty industry has always understood one thing: people will risk almost anything to feel attractive. Even today, we are not completely free from dangerous beauty standards. Modern society may look different, but the pressure still exists. Extreme plastic surgery, starvation diets, dangerous injections, editing photos until people no longer recognize themselves. Social media constantly tells people they are not beautiful enough, not thin enough, not young enough, not perfect enough. And just like centuries ago, many people suffer silently trying to reach impossible standards. History teaches us something important. Beauty trends change constantly. In one century, pale skin was perfect. In another, tanning became fashionable. At one time, larger bodies symbolized wealth. Later, extreme thinness became desirable. The perfect appearance never stays the same, but people continue hurting themselves trying to chase it. That is why understanding history matters. When we study these stories, we realize something shocking. Many beauty standards are completely invented. They are not natural laws. They are trends created by culture, power, money, and social pressure. And trends always change. The people who poisoned their skin with lead truly believed they were becoming beautiful. Women breaking their feet believed they were securing a better future. The nobles suffocating in corsets believed suffering was elegance. Looking back now, these practices seem tragic and irrational, but future generations may one day look at some of our modern beauty trends the exact same way. So maybe the real lesson is this: beauty should never cost a person their health, freedom, or happiness, because the most dangerous thing in history was never makeup, corsets, or high heels. It was the belief that a human being must suffer in order to deserve admiration.